Can you imagine spending 950 years calling people to faith, only to be rejected by most? That's the incredible story of Prophet Nooh alayhi salam, also known as Noah, and it's one you'll never forget. Picture a world drowning in corruption and disbelief, where people worshipped idols and ignored the truth. In the middle of it all stood Prophet Nooh alayhi salam, a beacon of hope and faith. He was sent by Allah to guide his people back to the right path, but it wasn't going to be easy. Prophet Nooh alayhi salam was born into a society that had completely forgotten the teachings of earlier prophets. His people were lost in idol worship and immoral ways. But even as a child, he had this light of faith in his heart, something special, you know. When Allah chose him as a prophet, he stepped up with courage and humility. Imagine this. He started calling his people to worship Allah alone, warning them of what was coming if they didn't change. Year after year, decade after decade, he kept going. 950 years of preaching. Most laughed or ignored him, but he never lost hope. Can you feel the patience that must have taken? Allah told Prophet Nooh alayhi salam to build an ark, a huge ship, right in the middle of the desert. Picture yourself there, people walking by, mocking him, saying, "What's this guy doing?" But Nooh alayhi salam trusted Allah's plan. With the few believers by his side, he gathered wood and built this massive ark to hold every kind of animal and the faithful. It was exhausting, unbelievable work, but he never gave up. Then came the flood, a heartbreaking, awe-inspiring moment. The skies burst open and water gushed from the earth. Those who'd laughed at Nooh alayhi salam were now begging for help. It was too late. The ark floated as the waters swallowed everything else. It was a terrifying display of Allah's power and a reminder to listen when He wants us. Here's where it gets really emotional. Prophet Nooh alayhi salam's own son refused to board the ark, thinking he'd climb a mountain to safety. Nooh alayhi salam called out, "Come with us, my son," but his son turned away. Can you imagine the pain in Nooh alayhi salam's heart? Even after pleading with Allah, he had to let go. It's a gut-wrenching lesson about faith and free will. When the waters finally receded, the ark rested on Mount Jodi. Prophet Nooh alayhi salam and the believers stepped out, grateful and ready to start over. He taught his descendants about Allah, planting the seeds of faith for generations. But his story doesn't end there. His legacy still echoes today. Let me tell you what Prophet Nooh alayhi salam's life teaches us. His 950 years of patience show us to keep pushing, even when it feels impossible. His trust in Allah, building that ark with no rain in sight, inspires us to have faith in the unseen. And his compassion, even for those who rejected him, reminds us to care deeply for others. When I think of his struggles, it hits close to home. Life throws rejection and doubt at us too, right? But Nooh alayhi salam's story gives me strength. It's like a quiet whisper saying, "You've got this." Even now, Prophet Nooh alayhi salam's story speaks to us. His ark stands as a symbol of salvation and hope. In a world full of distractions, his call to worship Allah alone feels so relevant. His legacy lives in the Holy Quran, the Bible. Everywhere faith matters. Historians and believers still marvel at his unshakable spirit. Isn't it amazing how one man's faith can ripple through time? Join me in honoring Prophet Nooh alayhi salam. What moves you most about his story? His patience, his faith, his heart. Hit like, subscribe, and share. And let's keep his spirit alive together. Drop a comment below with your thoughts and share this with someone who needs a little inspiration. For deep understanding, check out these resources and gain more knowledge about history of Islam. Thanks for watching. See you next time.